I'm from Detroit.
Certain part you represent?
I'm from the west side. I'm from 7 Mile and Southfield.
Still residing in Detroit?
Yeah. I don't stay on the west side no more though.
Okay. Now, growing up in Detroit, what was that like for you? Can you paint that picture for us?
I mean, shit, growing up in Detroit, it was cool for me. I mean, I wasn't really too much into shit. I was just a cool, laid-back kid. I wasn't gang banging or nothing, so it wasn't really rough.
How big was gangbang activity growing up for you?
I mean, shit is big. I mean, it's shit I see every day. So, I mean, it's just normal life.
One can survive in the city of Detroit without having to join a gang.
Hell yeah.
Were you ever asked?
Nah.
Never asked.
Hell nah.
Now, okay, not a rough upbringing for you, but life has ups and downs. Growing up, what was maybe your worst moment for you? A down point, a really down point.
Shit. I mean, the most down I've ever had was when my mom got cancer. So, yeah, she got cancer a couple years back, probably like three years ago.
She was able to beat it?
Yeah, she beat it.
What kind of cancer was that?
She had breast cancer.
Is that something that runs in your family?
Nope.
She was the first.
I believe so.
But they caught it in time.
Yeah, they was able to catch it real early. I thank God every day that we was able to catch it.
I know cancer comes in different stages. Do you recall what stage that was when they found it?
I believe when we first found out it was stage 1.
Okay.
But then it like increased a little bit and it was stage 2 and then we beat it.
Very good. What did that teach you? What did that moment teach you? Those years of her fighting it, beating it. What'd you learn from it?
I mean, shit, I just learned to just never take shit for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything could be over in a moment of time, a blink of an eye. So, just stay prayed up.
Now, on the opposite end of the spectrum, what was a really high moment for you, an up moment for you in your life growing up? If that was the worst, if that was, you know, a downer, what was the opposite there?
I mean, shit, I'm living my best life. So, I mean, it's just getting better every day.
Financially, how'd you grow up?
We wasn't poor, but we wasn't like rich. Like we wasn't in the hills, you know what I'm saying? It was just a regular household.
Middle class?
Middle class, yeah.
Lower middle class, upper middle class, or just middle?
I'd just say middle.
As a kid, did you get into trouble at all?
I mean, you know, I got into the average kid shit. Just going through life, fumbling through shit.
What's the average kid shit?
You know, like to get in trouble at school, the little fights, the little mishaps.
You got into a lot of fights?
Nah, I was pretty much the cool kid, but you know, like when like certain niggas try to try you, you know, like I ain't getting into no fights like in high school or like it was more like when I was younger, you know what I'm saying? Like just little shit like that. But nah, I was pretty much chill, laid back. I wasn't really on shit.
So more defending yourself, not starting the fights.
Yeah, I wasn't starting. Nah, I'm cool. Everybody know I'm not the nigga to just scrap with.
Just curious, when these fights did come up, you're talking about people may have tried you or whatever the case may be. Are we talking like bullying type of stuff or just?
I mean, you know how kids be. You know everybody want to talk about you when you smaller than them. You know what I'm saying? But hey, you gotta show them though.
Now, speaking of school, you were the cool kid. Popular?
I was popular going into. I wasn't popular in middle school, and then going into high school, it wasn't really that. I was going into a new environment, so I wasn't really around too many people I was familiar with. But you know, once you settle in, everything get cool.
So you were a big fish in a small pond, then you moved into a big pond and was a small fish.
Yeah.
But things progressed.
Exactly.
When did music come into your life?
Music came into my life. I've always had a big, like, drawing to music. I always loved music since I was a little kid. But I started making my own music and taking it serious probably about 3 years ago.
What age was that, would you say?
I was like 16.
16 years old. So like middle of high school. I mean, yeah, middle of high school, right?
16, 17, I started taking it serious. I didn't record my first song until I was 17.
Now, did you do any classes such as, or extracurricular activities such as band, chorus, things of that nature?
No, I wasn't in the band.
Not into that stuff. When you were getting into music, taking it a little bit more seriously in high school, were you the type that was battling other classmates? Were you into that?
You know, me and my friends used to joke around. We used to have the little rap battles in class, stuff like that, freestyling sessions, somebody banging on the desk, making a beat.
How'd you do?
I mean, come on now. Of course I did great.
Okay. I mean, some people win, some people lose, some people break even.
You right.
Won more, lost more, broke even?
I mean, you know, win more than you lose.
What about talent shows? Participate in any talent shows growing up?
I did a talent show when I was in the 8th grade.
How'd you place?
We won, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yep.
And it was for music, or
Yep,
was it?
I was rapping,
Oh, you
actually.
were?
Yep.
An original song?
Yep. And actually, you know, it was a freestyle to Faded by Tiger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what about pep rallies? Did you perform at any pep rallies in school?
Nah, I didn't perform at any pep rallies.
When it came to selling music, I don't know if you were in the era of when people were selling CDs, selling mixtapes or not.
Yeah.
You were?
Yeah, I grew up in that era.
Did you sell any yourself?
No, I didn't sell any CDs, no.
Didn't sell any. Sports. Did you play any sports growing up?
Yeah, I played baseball growing up all my life, actually, since I was like 5 years old. I stopped playing like after high school.
Wasn't good enough to get a athletic scholarship in it?
I believe I was good enough to get an athletic scholarship, but I didn't really pursue it after high school. That wasn't what I was going to college for.
What position did you play?
I played shortstop and second base. I played every position for real, but that's where I specialized in.
And you did varsity and the whole nine there?
Yeah, I did varsity.
Just curious why you played it all the way in high school, but not enough to pursue it later.
I mean, that wasn't like, it was something I was passionately doing, but when it came to college and going to the next level in my life, that was something that got left behind.
Did your parents push you to pursue that or no?
No, they didn't push me to pursue baseball.
So they kind of just let you do what you wanted to do and make your own decisions there?
Yeah, basically.
Did they feel any type of way?
No.
Okay, just curious. When it came to high school, did you win any superlatives?
Superlatives.
Those are like, you know, in the yearbook, they throw out these awards like best dressed, biggest flirt, most likely to succeed, stuff like that. Did you win any of that stuff?
I got class clown before, class shortest. Yeah, that's about it, I think.
You did graduate high school.
Yeah.
After high school was over with, did you go to a furthering of your education after that or no?
Yes, I went to Wayne State University.
And that was a decision you made right after high school and went right in, or did you take some time off?
No, I went right after high school.
And how much time did you get under your belt?
I completed, I believe, a year and a half.
So,
like a full year and one semester.
So halfway into sophomore year.
Yep.
But you didn't finish.
No.
So close to an associate's degree, 2-year degree?
Yeah, something like that.
Why didn't you finish? You dropped out?
I mean, I didn't drop out. I feel like, nah, this is where school comes into play. So financial aid is not really for the students, okay? Like, I actually did good my year going into my second semester of my second year, but financial aid decided not to pay for the first semester, so I wasn't able to enroll in the second semester unless I paid them their money. And it's like, if I had the money to just give you, why would I need financial aid? So it's like they wanted to do the little roundabout situation with that, and it was just too much. So
did they feel like you or your family made too much money or a certain type of money where you weren't eligible for financial aid? Is that what more or less happened, or no?
Nah, it wasn't on the terms of that. They were asking for paperwork, and we were providing paperwork. Then they would ask for more paperwork, and then they would say that they needed this paperwork, and then deadlines would be then passed, and and then they want to tell you that it's too late. Like, it's just too much. Like, it's just not worth it.
So that was the reason for ending college?
Yeah, that was the reason why I'm not in college today.
So it was a financial situation, more or less?
Financial aid situation with the college or university. I could have been in college if I wanted to just give them,
Did you get any grants or any sort of scholarships at all, even academically? I know you didn't get an athletic one, but...
No, I didn't get any scholarship to go to college.
Nothing?
No.
Now, all this time you were doing music?
Yes.
Hindsight 2020. Do you wish you would have bypassed the college experience altogether? Do you wish you would have just went straight into the music and took the music career serious? Or are you glad you got some of that under your belt?
I believe everything happens for a reason. And I believe the stuff I experienced in college was something that I'll never experience again. So I feel like those moments that I've experienced in college are key. That's something that I needed to experience in my life to be where I am today. I learned a lot.
If it wasn't for the financial aid situation, do you think you would still be in college today?
Probably not.
Just curious. Now, why Wayne University? Why choose that school in the first place? Because you could have went to any college.
You're right. It was close to home for real. It's in the city of Detroit, so it's right downtown.
Does that school have a reputation?
As far as?
Every college has some sort of reputation. Some colleges might be a party school. Some colleges might be a certain sport that they dominate in, or might be a really, I don't know, prestigious school.
It's prestigious in certain fields, but it's not. It's really low key. Nobody really talk about Wayne State like that.
While you were doing music, while all this stuff was going on, did people know you rapped when you were going to college?
Yep.
So you were public about it?
Yeah, I was public about it.
Do you feel like you gained a fan base at all while you were in college?
I feel like I gained a small fan base.
After you left college, was music taken seriously as your career choice after that, or?
Yes,
or what?
It was taken as my career choice. As soon as I decided I wasn't going back to college, it was 100% into music.
Now, growing up, even in your college days, any jobs?
Yeah, I had a couple jobs.
What'd you do? Give us the resume.
I worked at McDonald's. I did valet. I did valet twice, actually.
Oh, like at a hotel or something?
I did valet at a hotel, and I did valet at a hospital.
Okay.
And I worked at Little Caesars Arena.
Any of those jobs tough?
Nah.
None of them?
It was pretty much easy.
Any crazy stories dealing with any of those jobs? Anything that happened out of the norm?
Yeah. At the valet job, I actually crashed the car.
That stuff happens.
But I didn't crash the car, though. It's I don't blame it 100% on me, but I'm just mad because it was like 5 minutes before I was supposed to get off too. So I was pulling out of the lot. And as I'm pulling out, it's like cars lined up down the street. And I couldn't see the corner, but it wasn't nobody coming until I'm pulling out and a car sped down, scraped the front of the vehicle. It was bad.
Was the person that was supposed to get that car back returned to them? Were they upset?
Yeah, she was upset, but she wasn't upset with me.
She was upset at the other car.
Yeah, she was just ready to go. We were at the hospital too, so she was just ready to go.
Now, how many years of valet experience did you have before you got into this?
None.
Oh, so this was the first time you were valeting cars?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Pretty rough.
Yeah, kinda.
So whose fault did the accident was it? Was it actually your fault or the car that hit you or you hit?
They didn't blame me, but I feel like it was a no-fault situation. They didn't like blame me. They didn't come up to me and tell me that was my fault for the situation.
Got you.
But I got let go. So I guess it was my fault.
Now, just curious, in the state of Michigan, because every state is different when it comes to car insurance, is it a no-fault state or is it a fault state?
It's a no-fault state.
Okay. So it doesn't matter who hits who, the insurance company cuts a check and keeps it moving.
Supposed to.
So you were fired.
Yeah. I was terminated.
The other jobs that you had, that you named as part of your resume, did you quit those jobs too, or did you get fired from them as well?
No, I quit those.
You did?
Yeah. Actually, the second valet job, I got let go from because of the first valet job.
You were doing both at the same time?
No, I worked them like 2 different times.
Okay.
But, like, they hired me in, and then they let me go, like, after, like, 2 months of working there. Like, bringing up the old incident. Like, I guess the company, it was the same company, actually. So it's crazy. But, yeah, I got let go from that, too.
Did you try to hide the accident situation when you got that job, the second valet gig?
I mean, they ain't asked, so I ain't tell them.
But when they found out, however they found out,
yeah.
How do you think they found out?
I mean, it's the same company. I mean, I didn't think it was that hard, but I didn't think they would let me work there for 2 months and let me get this money. Like, they should have just told me beat it.
Now, are both parents in your life today?
Yes.
You did mention your mom earlier in this segment. Are they together or separated?
No, my parents together.
So you had a 2-parent household growing up.
Yep.
How rare is that these days?
I mean, I don't know.
Well,
a lot of people don't talk about having 2 parents, but
that's true.
I was blessed with 2.
Do you think people are ashamed to say they come from a 2-parent household, or?
I'm not ashamed.
I do a lot of these interviews when we talk about family life.
Yeah.
A lot of people come from broken homes, separated parents, maybe even a guardian that isn't their parent taking care of them. So I don't come across it a lot, but like you said, some people may not say it, and some people say it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You blessed. If you come from a household with 2 parents, you blessed. Like, it's crazy.
How long have your parents been married for?
They've been married for, I think, 23 years.
What do you think their secret is? Staying together that long?
Shit, love. You gotta be.
Now, what about as far as siblings? Any siblings, or are you the only child?
Yeah, I got 4 brothers, and I got a sister.
A lot of kids in your family.
Yeah.
Where do you fall in the ladder there?
I'm the youngest.
You are?
Yeah.
Was that hard for you growing up being the youngest, or did you have it pretty sweet?
No, it was cool. All my siblings are older than me, so I was just the baby brother.
So maybe at one time growing up, what was the most amount of kids in the living arrangements?
From what I can remember, it was me and 2 of my brothers living with me.
2 rooms? 1 room?
It was 2 rooms. Me and my brother shared a room.
Now, anybody else in your family do music aside yourself, or just you?
Yes, my older brother is a producer.
And do you guys collaborate?
Yeah. Actually, I'm signed to his label, Ultra Quality.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I'm going to assume here he did music before you.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a long time.
Now, you signed to him. Were you obligated to sign to him because you're family, or?
Nah,
I
wasn't obligated.
How does that work? Does he approach you and say, I want you a part of this? You approach him and say, I want to be a part of this? How does that work?
It was more of a mutual thing. It was like, when I started doing music, I basically showed everybody, like, this is what I want to do. Like, I put out a mixtape on SoundCloud, like, all by myself, no features, all original beats. And it was like, I want to do this. So he seen that, and he took a chance on me and said, hey, bro, do you want to do this together? I mean, I'm doing this here, and you doing this there. Why not do it together?
When you were working on this project, and you said you had all these beats, none of them were his beats.
It was a point in time where he wasn't sending me beats. I had a couple of his beats before we decided to collaborate, like, actually, but it wasn't really like a heavy volume of beats.
Mm. Did he help you? Did he coach you with this project at all?
Nah.
So you just pretty much had some beats of his that you jumped on and you did your own thing?
Nah, I didn't even jump on none of his beats.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope.
Oh.
I got my own producer.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I see. He liked the project?
Yeah, he liked it.
And that's when he, I guess that's when you mutually came to a decision to be a part of his situation.
He hit me up like, let's do it.
You were living with him at the time when all this was going on, or no?
No.
I see. He knew you were, well, obviously, yeah, he knew you were into music. You had his
he
beat.
knew I was into music. He didn't know I was serious about it, though.
I see. Was there some sort of competitive nature around that time as to why he wasn't, like, super involved with that project at all?
I don't believe so. It's just more like he wasn't really paying attention to me, like, you know? He wasn't really keyed in on me. He was worried about what he was doing.
Got you.
And I understand that, like, because that's how I am now. Like, I'm worried about what I'm doing musically.
I didn't know if it was one of those situations where you're like, he's not paying attention to me. I'm going to show him. Watch what I do to these beats and put this project out.
Nah, it wasn't like that. I just wanted to make music, and I wanted to take it serious. And when I did that, he decided to help me.
Aside from him, what does your family think about your music career at this point?
Everybody seems to be on board.
Parents supportive?
Yeah.
Were they supportive right away, or did they have to warm up to it?
Yeah, it was something that they had to warm up to. They're not really a fan of the being at the studio until 5 in the morning.
What was the turning point? When they went from not believing, not supporting, to warming up to it and getting behind it?
I believe they started to warm up to it when I put a project out on all platforms.
I see.
Yeah.
Not that SoundCloud project you spoke of a second ago.
Right, but actually put music out to sell.
What did they think about you being a part of your brother's label and that sort of thing?
They liked the idea.
Now, it's one thing for parents to support what their son does. It's another to actually like what they do. What do they actually think of the music?
Actually, like, my parents are, like, fans of mine. Like, it's not, like, I feel like my parents would tell me, like, it's trash, like, because they easily tell me that they don't like the fact that I'm cursing here or that I'm saying this or I'm talking about this. But, like, beyond all of that, like, I sound good and, oh, I like what you did there. You know, like, they like it.
Have they had a chance to see you perform yet?
Nah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe soon.
Yeah.
Now, just curious, we talked about a lot of different subjects here in regards to your upbringing, but share us some advice, okay? Knowing what you know now, what would your older self, your adult self, tell your younger self? Thinking back, hindsight 2020, just overviewing your life up to this point.
Hindsight 2020, my older self.
Yeah, what would you advise yourself?
Me right now, talking to me back in the day?
Yes. What's one thing you would tell yourself? If you could.
Just don't worry about what nobody else think. Just always be you and continue to go strong. That's all I could really tell myself. Like, it was a lot of times where I was like, shit, I mean, should I do what they want me to do, or should I do what they want me to do? Or, I mean, I feel this way, but I don't know who's gonna like what I want to do. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. Just do what you want to do. It's your life. Control it.